Good morning, everyone. My name is Zapata, and today I'll be presenting a student art critic video analysis. In my presentation, we're gonna start with looking at this beautiful painting from 1988 from the movie My Neighbor Totoro. Originally, the title Tonari to no Totoro by the great animator and artist from Japan, Hayao Miyazaki. This piece of art was for the first time outside from Japan and was featured in a major retrospective at the brand new Academy Museum of Motion Pictures of Los Angeles by the Barco 2021. This was Miyazaki for animated film and attribute Western world children's literature on a film. In this painting, the three characters create a sense of a family because of their similar characteristics. In this painting, you see three looking like cat mystical creatures with some form of rabbit and Japanese raccoon look-alike. The main tall gray creature is Totoro, and the other creatures don't have a name. In my opinion, I call those chibi Totoros. The three creatures are different colors, as you can see, and each of them has their own size. When we see this painting, we see a lot of children-like art style. I feel the work in this watercolor painting is culturally significant worldwide because of Totoro representation of fantasy of the film void for the children who are struggling with the absence of their family members. Totoro was inspired by Mimiko clinging to the body of the huge furry panda, a childhood fantasy that feels void created by absence of her family in the Panda Greenberg 2012. Totoro represents the same thing to compensate for the absence of the mother in this movie. When we see this art of this beautiful creature, in my opinion, I think of a giant stuffed animal I want to hug next to this cute, average, and small plush I also want to hug. Miyazaki knew exactly what he wanted to bring of in his comfort, safety, and he wanted to bring comfort, safetyness, and happiness. If you think about a stuffed animal, it's a universal first for a child, which is understanding of the world around us. In the painting, we see watercolor Japanese style art. The elementary style lines which echoes a childhood-like memory and style. The colors are muted and given the nature green color given to the melancholic sense. The element in this water painting represents safety, livelihood in the nature of innocence and childhood representation. The meaning of the derived from this painting, it demonstrates the influence of the Western children literature that has in Miyazaki, and the same time to understand of a deeper elements to give us a global appeal in childhood-like art. Miyazaki drew Totoro corresponded with the world of childhood everywhere. Growing up, the struggle as a child and the children all over the world we go through is adapted storytelling in his art. However, in his focus is not just the child advocacy, it's also focused on nature advocacy. The tree play an important role in this painting and other Miyazaki in other Miyazaki painting. It introduced the idea of the possibly magical forest where children can come and find mystical creatures in the magical forest where you can connect with life and nature to get energized. In conclusion, you can see much meaning in this art. These art creatures the guards to protect the forest. Finally, the nature is reversed in all its forms, sprinkled through the painting and the film. The way I see everything in this painting has a spirit. For example, Totoro itself, who can be interpreted as the main spirit of the forest. My second painting and my second representation I am showing in this video is the beautiful art of Margarita Garcia, the reincarnation of Tonanzi, La Reencarnación de Tonanzi, 1987 painting. Margarita Garcia is a Chicana artist born in Boyle Heights in 1951. Over the past 4 decades, Margarita Garcia has developed her own color theory. Her art is displayed in a Plaza de Cultura y Artes located in downtown LA across the street from the Placita Alvera. This painting was originally created in 1987 with the out-front representation of Chicanismo culture. The enrichment in this painting keeps Chicano connected to their Aztec ancestors' background, and at the same time this painting looks like it's a Virgin Mary lookalike. The Virgin Mary is a chosen God of the conceived Jesus through the Holy Spirit according to Catholicism. The painting helps to understand the world around us by understanding Tonanzi means our sacred mother in Nahuatl language. And till this day, she continues to connect symbolically to fertility and earth. However, we see in this painting her face is painted like the Day of the Dead, which can also mean death and reincarnation at the same time, which is something that is part of the Chicano culture beliefs. We see Western and Native culture faces featured in this painting. The painting does not contain a perfect line and are similar to the 20th century artist Paul Cézanne. I always have struggled to say that last name. Every wave process it seems to come different, and what striking representation of abstraction you don't get the view of the person, but many versions of what the person can represent. The way the colors are dark and sad, but at the same time, it's also vibrant too. The painting changes the mood and tone between the colors such as green and golden yellow. When you look at the crown, it appears to stand out in a bright, full color. However, the contrast of the green and the black makes it look depressing, including the white color tone. The tone and lighting of this painting reminds me of an overcast day. The list of colors that Garcia recommended to the students of her oil paintings workshop days, according to the Valos 2019, which is something we obviously see in this painting. These elements operate with the scope of representation, some sadness, which can possibly be our mother Tonanzi is sad, and a new reincarnation might mean death. Dead in those who have died to migrate in this country, dead in those for fertilization, or even dead in nature. The meaning I find deprived me in this art reflects the passion within the artist Chicanismo, and see through the artist's lens to people who see her art can see themselves in how daily life can be activated, which with a cultural currency. Her practice of art environment inspires me, and this painting is a reminder of where I come from.